Here we have the newest addition to the Precision Series line, Ramone's House of Body Art. I'm pretty speechless with this set. I only have 2 words to describe it so far. First, it's absolutely ginormous. I'll show you guys some scale later on when I open it up, but it is definitely the second biggest building just behind Sally's Cozy Cone Motel. Secondly, this thing is spectacular. I can discern so much detail right now just from looking inside the plastic window, which means that when I open it up, I'll only discover more detail, which I'm super excited for. This is a very highly anticipated set because we've seen it revealed like half a year ago, and we thought it was going to get released in the fall, but it got pushed back, and now just finally it's starting to hit some online sites like disneystore.com, mattel.com, both of which I believe are sold out. So now that leaves Amazon, which is where I bought it. I was actually very lucky to catch it from Amazon directly, which means no third-party sellers were involved, for only $75, which in my opinion is the best price Precision Series building so far. I've seen Precision Series sets that have been like way overpriced. Like, I think Flo's was kind of overpriced, and so was the Cozy Cone, and probably even Luigi's and Mater's as well. Sarge's and Fillmore's for $50 were pretty good, but this one really hits that happy medium, and I definitely think it's worth that. But if you don't think so, it'll probably go on sale since all of the other sets did in the past, and all of them are still pretty reasonable except for Flo's, which has skyrocketed in value up to nearly $500. But anyway, let's get back onto the set here. Like I was saying, a very highly anticipated building because it's probably the second most iconic one of the entire Cars universe, just following up Flo's V8 Cafe. So let's take a look here at the packaging. Of course, we have the Cars Precision Series logo down there. Ramone's House of Body Art in the nice elegant text. It comes with a Radiator Springs poster, which we've gotten before. Now I do have to be pretty careful with this because that reflection is pretty ridiculous. I'm not looking for an early face reveal to happen. Anyway, on the back here, you can see a cool picture of Ramone's from the movie with himself. And it does say exclusive light up Ramone is included. And the description reads, the sharpest painted car in Radiator Springs, Ramone owns Ramone's House of Body Art, the finest custom body and paint shop for miles around. In fact, it's the only custom body and paint shop, but that doesn't take away from the fact that Ramone is an artist with an airbrush and a magician with paint and metal, sorry about that. Ramone's shop displays some of his latest hood designs in the windows, which we'll take a look at. Flame job, ghost flames, even old school pinstriping Von Dutch style. Ramone will paint you up right. There was a time when Ramone's only canvas was himself. He repainted himself daily. After Lightning McQueen helped put Radiator Springs back on the map, Ramone has had more than his share of customers, including the star race car himself. So I actually really like that description and the fact that they attribute a lot of his success to McQueen. It's 100 times better than Sarge's description that hinted at a third world war. I think we can all agree on that. And the bottom just shows a bunch of the legal jargon. So I'll be right back with this set all opened up because, man, I just cannot wait to see what's inside. So here is the building all opened up, looking glorious. I'm sorry for not doing a time lapse of me unboxing it. It would have been really awkward and cumbersome since it's so big, and all you gotta do to open it up is essentially cut the tape where there is tape on the edges of the box, then open up like the plastic window, and then you have some things to undo at the bottom, like some flip out black tabs, and then you pull out the red cardboard that's inside the box, and then you have a bunch of little twisty things, as I like to call them, in the base. Undo those, there's like 5 or 6 of them, and then there's a plastic cartridge that holds Ramone in along with this thing. This thing pops out, and you can put it right back in, so don't be worried about that. And then pretty much once you get that off, you can pull out the building, and don't forget the ancillary stuff like the baggie with the instruction manual and the Radiator Springs map, along with like the road pieces and sidewalk pieces. And of course, the roof is still attached to that red thing, and be most careful of the fact that this second, I don't know what this is, this spire, this piping vent, I have no clue, but it's on the other side. Like there is the cardboard and it divides this, so it's locked in, so you gotta cut or bend the cardboard so you can pull it through. Otherwise, if you just do it without knowing, this thing could definitely break off, so you want to be really careful of that. So we're going to start here naturally with the Radiator Springs map, since it's pretty separate from everything else. Wow, we are nearing completion of the Precision series. I have to say I was doubtful of it at the start. I did not think that they were going to complete it. If you look at the key down here though that has all the buildings numbered, it does not look like we will be getting a release of the abandoned buildings that are in between the courthouse and Luigi's and Ramone's, which is very unfortunate. I would have loved to have gone Sparky's spark plugs, the oil pan, of course, Wimpy's wipers, and there are a whole bunch of other ones there as well. But since they aren't fully colored in and obviously don't have a spot on the legend, it's highly doubtful that they will actually release them. But what they will release, what is left, are the Piston Cup Racing Museum, aka the Glen Rio Motel, which is what it used to be at number 11 at the end of the line. Number 7 is Doc's Ornament Valley Mechanical Clinic. Number 4 is one that we've gotten before, Lizzie's Radiator Springs Curios. And number 1, the Radiator Springs Courthouse and Fire Department. So they left 3 of the best, in my opinion, for last, since we haven't gotten any incarnations of those 3 before. So hopefully we see pretty much all of them being released later this year, and some might spill into 2019. So yeah, very cool stuff. Just get a nice look at the rest of the stuff. I know they include this with all of the sets pretty much, so that's why I've shown it like 1,000 times. More like 5 or 4 times, since I haven't reviewed all the sets. Moving on to the instructions here, you have just pretty much as simple as it can get with assembly, which we will touch on in just a moment, all the materials. Then battery replacement for Ramone, which we'll also take a look at soon. You have all the buttons, light sensor, function button, lift, roof, and explore, enter the shop, customize on the car lift, and how you can plug it in with an AC/DC adapter, so it goes a little bit more constantly, a little bit more efficiently. I don't have one of those, so I couldn't really tell you how they work. So we're mainly going to be looking at this here. It looks like they want you to connect these 2 road pieces, so we're going to do exactly that. Surprised that they didn't already connect them for us. That's kind of weird. Then we have a sidewalk that we need to connect first though, and it has all the squares on it. So that looks like it's this one right here. I love how it looks beaten up, you know, aged, because obviously it is supposed to be aged in the movie. Not everything's spanking new, you know what I'm saying? Then you got to attach this. This looks like it goes off a little bit more, so it's even here, but jets out a little bit more on the right. Find where the tabs are. Perfect. Nope, not perfect. Where are they? Oh, I'm silly. I think, maybe I'm supposed to go this way. There we go. I guess it has to go like that, because that's how everything aligns. Then they want you to put the darker piece over there on the left and the lighter one here on the right. So we're going to do that. They come attached like this in the bag, so you want to detach them carefully so it doesn't snap or anything. They're pretty tightly bound. There we go. We got it. Gotta go this one here. Again, I love how it's all weathered looking with the tire tracks and the cement there. Let's get that going. Perfect. This one goes over here now. It's like a puzzle piece. Whoa, I accidentally hit the lights. No! Spoiler alert. Guys got a little sneak peek there. Okay, this is harder than I thought. This is harder than it should be. Alright, there we go. So it's a pretty wide setup once you attach everything. Like, this is way bigger than the previous set, which we'll talk about in a moment. Here's the roof. Again, love the cracks to make it look old and aged. And what you want to do is just tap down on that in all the corners. Also around the spire and in the back. So there we go, all assembled. You can attach the story set in the back, so you can, connect this to other story sets or other Radiator Springs precision sets, but I don't usually like doing it. I don't even know. Yeah, it goes in right here. So I'll show you guys. I'll keep it on for the video, but I don't use it since it doesn't really make sense to me. It's just not viable for me personally, but for you, it may be. Now, before we get on to the building itself, we're going to take a look at the precision Ramone that is included. Its main feature is the lights. If you touch the back window, his headlights and taillights illuminate for about 7 seconds. I love how the taillights look in red there. It just looks so amazing. Now, what's interesting about this is that they added the paint gun. The previous precision Ramone that was released as a 2015 single, which was, I can't believe, 3 years ago already. I reviewed him. Link to it is in the description below and in the card suggestion in the top right hand corner. But that version didn't have it. And unfortunately, it's in an inaccurate location. It really should be on his rim so he can move it because the tires are like hands. It's like if he attached it to his elbow, basically. At least that's my take on it. You've had some diecasts before, just typical ones in the normal line that had it on the more accurate spots. Even though they aren't as detailed, it's a little bit more silver now. It's a little smaller, less bulky. But I do prefer that location, if you guys know what I'm talking about. Anyway, though, the single version's feature was the moving hydraulics, which was pretty amazing. We still have nothing like it. And we obviously had nothing like it before except for the stationary one. And I, of course, compared these a little bit more in depth in that video. But you guys get the idea. This version, nope, does not have that. You just have on the base the screws so you can replace the batteries, which, as we saw, are like the hearing aid batteries. We lost the silver detailing on the base, which is a little unfortunate. The colors and the expression are pretty much identical. It does look like that this new one is a little bit brighter. It definitely is, actually. You can see it's more pink than purple, but the decals are the same, with the ghost flames there on the hood, the pinstriping, some of the Spectra Flame paint. Really, really cool. And of course you have low and slow on the tires there with the gold and silver rims, which just looks stunning. I love this blue pinstripe here on the back. And of course, you have the typical low and slow license plate outlined in silver. Let me know which precision Ramone is your favorite. I'm going to have to go with the hydraulic version from 2015 because, that is just so cool. And I do like the paint gun. I would have liked it more if it was in the correct spot. But anyway, we're now going to move on to the building itself. So this thing is, like I said at the beginning of the video, spectacular. Down to the cracks in the sidewalk, to the hoods in the window, everything is perfect. Look at the individual brickwork, the cement work, everything on this. This is craftsmanship. This is architecture right here. I just am astonished by it. You can see the green, of course, on each part of the building. The text there, House of Body Art. And of course, you have this pole here that says Route 66 because that is the street. And on this one, it is Cross Street. I assume that once we get some more sets, like Lizzie's, you'll be able to attach the light, like the actual stoplight in there. I assume so, at least. We're going to take off the roof because that's where all the good stuff is, right? This is a little bit loose. You can actually turn that. All right, come on. Please open it up nicely so I don't have to put the camera down and cut. Thank you. So So as we look inside here, you can see a cool paint booth, which you may at first be like wondering how to open these doors because it's hard to go that way. You can't go that way, so what you gotta do, grab it like this, lift it up to get over that hinge right there. See down there, there's like a ledge, and that's preventing it from going out easily, which is actually really smart. It's really nice and secure. So once that opens up, you could slide a car in there. Like, for example, let's get fabulous Lightning McQueen in the house here. Get in there, McQueen. Nice. You can actually probably get more than one car in there. Maybe like Luigi or Guido could also fit. And you can close the doors on him. And there you go. I like it a lot. Then you also have the, I don't know, elevator kind of, I don't know what this is specifically called, but this yellow switch causes it to elevate like that. You can press it down to reset and do it as many times as you'd like. Let's say that Sarge here, coming in from the other entrance, wants to get some body work done, maybe some under detailing or whatever. You can, of course, rotate this as well to make it more convenient. Drive him up there, and well, bam, that's perfect. Reminds me of Luigi's version of that, although his was a lot smaller. Now, let's remove him so we can look at the detailing on that wall back there. Let's just move my camera around so we can get a better angle. We have some, maybe that's a vacuum. I really have no idea what this stuff is because it's just left unpainted, but you have some canisters back there. Looks like some books here as well. Just some random paint supplies that Ramone needs. A bunch of jugs of paint there. So cool stuff for sure. I really like this set, without a doubt. Now we're going to take a different angle and look at the center here, which is kind of like a museum, in my opinion at least. It kind of gives me that feel. So of course you have the Radiator Springs artwork right there with the flames around it. You have a picture of the artist himself, Ramone. Another one there from the first Cars movie when he's about to give McQueen his makeover. Didn't know he was photographing all this. Looks like he went to one of those like special places to go. Oops, don't worry about that. Something just fell, but nothing important. Everything's okay. But yeah, he went to some special photography place to get all these white backgrounds. But that's Ghostlight Ramone, the blue one. And of course from Cars 2, when Lightning McQueen comes out in his new World Grand Prix paint job from the, of course, this photo booth, or not photo booth, but the paint booth. And then that is where you have all the hoods located. Really sweet. This is why I think it's a museum, because, it's so, like, neat in there. So let's get a cool view of these hoods. It looks like you got, like, a pink one there in the center. A yellow one there on the right. Reminds me of his Easter paint job. And then that's more of like an orangish one with some white patterns there at the bottom. So only 3, but still very, very cool. And I'm glad that they added this feature because it's iconic of the building. And they certainly didn't do it for the one released in 2006. Which, of course, it is now time to compare the two of them. I would just like to apologize. I'm not the best reviewing big stuff like this, playsets and these Precision Series buildings, just because they're so big and I have limited space, but I think I've gotten better over time. So anyway, we're going to kind of like rearrange some things here. Bring in the set that is literally a third of the size. I mean, look at this. This thing is minuscule compared to the new one. And one thing that I would like to point out before we move on is the spire here, the tower that says Ramones. This thing's remarkable. I mean, it's just so nicely detailed and huge in scale. They didn't cheap out. They didn't take like the short end of the stick and just make it small like they did before. They really went all the way with it. And you can just see how elongated everything is to make it more accurate. I love it. Of course, you have, like the vents before. Now you have much better ones. compare. We'll put the roof back on for the time being. We'll just lay it up there. The roof opened like this before, which was kind of nice. It was a little bit easier. But I mean, you had the mirror in there. You had this thing. It was nice, you know, for the time. It was a lot of fun playing with it, but I mean, this thing's just way better. The new one is. I mean, this was the extent of the hoods. There was nothing in the window. And of course, you had the road pieces that went out here. Barely any room for the sidewalk, which is what we now have. So obviously, a lot better. And I guess it's time for the official light reveal. Wow. Now's the time to take a look at the hoods in the window. There we have much better lighting. Let's put it on again real quick. Wow. Like I said at the beginning, I am speechless with this set. I think it is my new favorite set so far. I think before my favorite set was Luigi's, but this just beats it. I love how it looks. I mean, I know I'm repeating myself, but I'm serious. This is a great set for sure. Comparing it to Sorry to Surplus Hut, which is another pretty amazing set, you can just see how much bigger it is and how much more extensive it is. The real estate that covers is probably, let's say, like a third more, like 33% more. Even compared to Luigi's Casa della Tires, which was also huge at the time, I mean, there's just no comparison anymore. Ramone's is quite a bit bigger. So let me know in the comment section below which Precision Series set is your favorite. After watching this review, perhaps Ramone is, like with me, or maybe it is still one of the others. I still need to open up my Sally's, Flo's, and Fillmore's and do reviews on those. Don't worry, I will. I just obviously wanted to do this one since I literally got it yesterday or maybe 2 days ago, depends on when I post the review. And since it's new, I wanted everyone to be informed and decide whether or not to buy it. I definitely think it's worth it. Out of all the sets, if you were to buy one, if you could only buy one, and for the price and factoring everything in, this is definitely a good choice for sure. And I'll be right back with the lights off. No Precision Series set review is complete without this. Just stunning. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed my review of the Precision Series Ramone's House of Body Art. I'll see you guys later this week for another review, probably of Paul Conrev, since I finally found him at Walmart. I'll be posting my review pretty soon. I think I've been doing a pretty good job of posting videos, even though I am just slammed at school. But I've really been, staying on top of things, eliminating all procrastination, and yeah, just doing my absolute best. So let me know your favorite Precision set in the comments. I'll see you all next time for another video. And by the way, the link to buy this on Amazon is in the description, although it is probably sold out at $75. But keep checking because you never know when it could come back. Bye now.